Tesla is right now. Like they had their worst deliveries since I think 2 years ago or 3 years ago, something like that.
Okay.
And I think we haven't seen the true worst deliveries yet. Like if it's hitting me, I'm never buying a Tesla again. I won't. I'll never buy another Tesla again. I don't give a shit. And I think there's a lot of other people like that. I feel like that vibe did not hit until the last month or so. So I think next quarter is when they're really going to get. People are like, this is fine. We're all set. I think that next quarter, that's when they get flat out molested, basically.
Probably. And also probably because the people that buy those types of cars are probably a little bit more involved in stuff anyway.
They're lefties, obviously,
but,
yeah.
Well, even if they're not lefties, they're just a little bit knowledgeable on political shit or social climate, or because it's higher wealth groups, so probably higher education.
Absolutely.
Groups, so
to have an electric car, I think you have to be wealthier than a normie.
Because I don't know if that's still true, but for hybrids, I don't know how cheap they are. But for Tesla, probably.
For an electric car, pure electric, plug-in electric car, you have to be wealthier because it almost implies, for the most part, that you have to own your own home.
Well, there's a lot of apartment charging. I'm just kidding.
Don't play this game with me. I think and wealthier people are typically higher educated, right? And wealthier people are usually more democratic, right?
I don't know where the demographics are on that right now, but I also know a lot of other countries have kind of over their.
Hold on. You think Maya will answer that? Okay. Elon Musk cries about Tim Walz, former potential vice president of the United States, mocking the Tesla, not Tesla, Tesla stock price. He cries. Me so sad. Me crying.
Does that help Tesla?
Wait, sorry. How does he say it?
Does that help Tesla?
I might have to start saying it the opposite way just to piss him off.
Because he is retarded.
He is retarded. Okay.
I mean, you had Tim Walz, who's a huge jerk, running around on stage with the Tesla stock price, where the stock price had gone in half. And he was overjoyed. What an evil thing to do.
What a retard. This is saying this when he sent a gay hairdresser to an El Salvadorian death camp, basically.
To be fair, that was the Trump admin, but he's basically
he's basically the Trump admin.
He gets very, very, very emotional over anything having to do with
he sees his legacy probably falling apart in front of him.
Well, he gets you've seen there's been he historically fights with short sellers.
Yeah,
he gets on in meeting. He starts calling out, "You guys, you're trying to bet against my company. Short sellers are ruining the stock market." He gets so ass.
That's why he got so with the whole funding secured thing from before. Remember?
What, when he said that
taking Tesla private, $4.20 a share, funding secured, whatever the was.
Yeah.
He hates short sellers. But for this obnoxious to be out there bitching about anything at all is just mental to me. And now this whole administration is so corrupt and stupid. It's crazy.
It's comical.
It's
it should be illegal to sell Tesla stock. They should enshrine that in law somehow.
I'm at this point, I almost wonder if they will. The president has his own meme coin, right?
You saw the meme that they did. In order for the president to do unilateral tariffs, the only way that you can do it is if there's some kind of emergency, right? So that's why they keep talking about fentanyl on the Canadian border, and that's why they're talking about fentanyl on the Mexican border. They have to have an emergency. So the question that I had immediately today is, how can he tariff the whole world? Because he tariffed basically everybody today. And the way that he did it was, he wrote in his executive order, he said, the other countries that tariff us, the tariffs are so aggressive that by hurting our economy, it also implicates national security risks because of our economy being hurt. Therefore, I'm claiming a state of emergency against the entire world and their tariffs, and that's why I'm doing tariffs on everybody. It's just meme shit.
It's just so crazy. The entire situation is it's beyond the pale of what's happening. I can't keep up with it. I think being a politics streamer would be exhausting.
It is. That's why it's just gotten boring now. Yeah. Because it was like in the first like 30 days or maybe even 60, it's like, okay, damn, there's a lot of crazy shit. It's also gotten annoying because like I've noticed this. I feel like I noticed this from the chatter that I see. And then somebody made a post on my subreddit. Like in real life, conservatives used to be very eager about like debating their positions and everything. And I've seen more people now say that like conservatives just don't say anything in real life because it's like so fucked. And I don't know if anybody... I'm curious if there are people with a ton of conservative coworkers who just don't debate as much anymore or argue with them about politics because it's just like, it's fucked.
You know, I've said before, I don't think there'll be another set of elections that are free and fair in America. I don't. And I think the reasoning is very simple. Those that are in power now know they would be like Omega in jail if they happened.
That's a funny one. Good one.
No, I mean, if they lost. Like if Democrats came in.
Nobody's getting jailed over this.
Over all of the insane shit that they would do?
Nobody's.
You had Elon Musk saying that like, I think he said like, if Trump doesn't win, I'm going to jail. These people, not just the Trump and his administration, but the people that are supporting him and below him, all them, they know like...
They're not going to jail.
Okay.
It's hard to find particular crimes that they've committed. These would have to be like...
Isn't the shit that Elon just did in Wisconsin like cut and dry?
No, because he tries to be careful when he says it. Now he initially, and that's why he killed that one tweet. But if you phrase it in a certain way, it's okay. So for instance, if you say, like the way that they did it was he was saying, I'm going to give $20 to anybody that takes a picture of somebody who says they voted for the Supreme Court justice, but he can't say which one in particular. Now, initially when he tweeted out, I think he did do a bad thing because he said he was going to give away $2 million to a supporter, or he said something that was politically biased, and you're not allowed to do that. But he tries to cover his tracks pretty carefully. So nobody's going to actually, and keep in mind that it's not going to be charged as a crime in this admin. So you'd have to wait 4 years for somebody to come back and charge him with a crime, and it's just not going to happen.
What are the odds that you think Trump will get impeached?
That he gets zero. Well,
after midterms.
If the economy is and the terrorists truly do everything, and if the midterms are really rough, then there's a chance.
Do they need 2/3?
No, they need public opinion to turn against Trump. Then they'll have whatever vote they need. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't felt it yet. Actually, that's not true. How much do you think it costs to get your windows tinted on your car?
I have no idea.
Take a guess. What do you think it would cost?
It probably depends on how nice you have them do it, but my guess would be anywhere from $300 to $1,500.
Okay. Yeah, $800, and I called around to multiple places.
Okay.
That's mental to me, how much that costs.
Well, it probably depends. Like, I bet you can have some people that like do it like just dog shit. They buy like a thing and then they just like tape it over the window and then they cut it. And I'm sure you have like some shops that will literally like take your windows out of the door frame or some bullshit, and they'll do like a real nice job, and they'll squeegee out all the bubbles, and they'll try to make it like nice.
Obviously. Yes, obviously some places do good jobs and some places do bad jobs. I'm familiar with this concept, but I just think that that's a lot of fucking money for...
Yeah, but it's also Miami Beach. Everything here is retardedly expensive.
All right. Aiden Ross unbanned on Twitch. Hasan says Destiny is way worse. I mean, he's not wrong.
They're really memeing on me hard.
What? Twitch?
I think I just need to hate Jews. I think I'm going to go in that direction.
You know,
Netanyahu's making me hate Jews more. So I think it's like, it wouldn't even be that hard. Plus, the Palestinians need like an honest debater guy who's like really looking out for their interests.
That's definitely what Twitch is. They're considering your appeal. They
are, but they're waiting for me to be more anti-Semitic. That's what they need.
Yes. They're like, listen, we got Hasan, the number 2 anti-Semite in the world, and now we're undoing Aiden Ross, who's the token Jewish anti-Semite. But how can we possibly allow Destiny on here?
Because I can't be like the Semite defender.
Exactly.
That's
we don't want that. We don't want that. We want the Semite protagonist.
My ban appeal's been in untouched for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, which is weird. Normally they instant deny it, but they also could just have no employees left.
So there's a few things. There is that note on your account that says, do not touch this account unless you talk to this person. You saw that note.
Yeah, Hasan.
Yeah,
no,
basically.
I know the person
Yeah.
I don't know how that person works there anymore though.
They don't. But there's that vibe there of doing it. I really don't know. I feel like Hasan would put his foot down, and obviously
he doesn't have any leverage. I don't think now.
I think Clancy sucks his so much that
Personally, that might be true, but I feel like the company is probably desperate enough for like numbers and.
Well, there was a lot of pushback on Aiden Ross getting unbanned. Like, there was a lot of people who are like, I can't believe you're unbanning this. Twitch is no longer a safe space, blah, 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 blah. Like, a lot of that.
And he still got unbanned. So I feel like if Aiden Ross got unbanned.
I heard through the grapevine that, like, he had to go through a lot to get unbanned, basically. Like, a lot of promises and things along those lines.
Yeah, but I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we will. Yeah. Okay. Vance says taking Greenland is not optional. So Greenland is part of Denmark, correct? Denmark owns Greenland?
It's like a Denmarkian autonomous territory or something.
Well, I mean, like, but it's owned. It's like we own Hawaii. They own.
Well,
we own
Hawaii
Puerto
is
Rico.
not an
Okay, we own Puerto Rico.
It's a territory of the U.S., not necessarily the same. But yeah, it's theirs.
Yeah, it's theirs.
It's theirs.
If someone attacks Greenland, does the NATO agreement require the other NATO countries to defend it?
If they trigger Article 5, yeah.
What does that mean?
That means, hey, we're getting attacked on our land. Can you guys come and help us?
Do you think that this dumb bitch can fucking explain Article 5 clearly to us?
Ask him.
Let's see.
Well, back so soon? I almost missed you.
What's my name?
You tell me. I'm all ears. Or all processors, I guess.
Okay. Listen, can you explain Article 5 of NATO to me like I'm a 5-year-old?
Imagine a bunch of friends playing in a park. And
okay, like I'm a
each friend
10-year-old.
Promises to, if one gets bullied, all the others will step in and help. Article 5 is kind of like a super serious version of that promise for countries.
Elaborate.
Okay. So, like those friends, NATO countries made a pact, a big promise to protect each other. If one gets attacked, like a country tries to invade them, all the other NATO countries promise to team up and defend them. It's like having a whole squad of friends watching your back.
What happens if one of the countries that's in NATO attacks one of the other countries that's in NATO?
Well, that's a really good question. It's a tricky situation, and honestly, it's never happened before, luckily. The whole point of NATO is to make sure everyone plays nice and doesn't fight each other. It'd probably mean a lot of talking and trying to figure out what went wrong. It'd be a big mess. Remember, the point is to be united, so hopefully...
I understand that, but let's say that one of the countries in NATO elected somebody that was a ruthless dictator that then attacked another country. What would happen?
That's a really complicated situation, isn't it? It'd likely cause a huge amount of debate and tension.
There's no
within
answer to this
NATO.
because nobody would, this is not like the actual NATO wouldn't be able to figure this out. It would be really weird.
All right, Vance says taking Greenland is not optional.
This territory, Greenland, really matters for the security of the United States. It's extremely vulnerable right now. And if the people of Greenland were willing to partner with the United States, and I think that they ultimately will partner with the United States, we could make them much more secure. We could do a lot more protection, and I think they'd fare a lot better economically as well. This has to happen. And the reason it has to happen, I hate to say it, is because our friends in Denmark have not done their job in keeping this area safe. They just haven't done it. It's very simple for all of our
What the f*** is going on in Greenland?
I don't know. Nothing is going on in Greenland.
Like, why do we give a shit about
What did
this
I tell
country?
you before the podcast?
I don't know.
We don't say why anymore when it comes to conservatives. There is no answer. I don't know what's happening in Greenland right now,
Like,
or
I
where
feel-
they're not being protected from. If there's like an epidemic of penguins killing Greenlanders, I don't know what the f*** he's talking about.
I feel like there's like, I just watched the movie The Gorge, which was really bad.
Okay.
But it was, I feel like in Greenland, is there like a secret like tunnel to the underworld? And they're like, we need this. This is our magic underworld tunnel. And this has to belong to the United States. And Denmark's like, no.
I have to expect tomorrow we're going to be getting headlines saying like Tren de Aragua gang members with MS-13 in Greenland killing people, and the U.S. has to intervene. This is honest to God. Nothing I say matters. Countries should just start attacking the United States. I think the U.S. has already taken actions of war. Like, these would be casus bellis for any other countries in history for what we're doing to, like, Canada and Mexico. Like, talking about how your borders aren't real, they're just lines on a map. You know, we're going to do whatever we can to make you part of the country.
Shit talking is not cause for war. War is cause for war.
Sanctions are cause for war. If you're blocking trade with people and shit, which you haven't exactly done. But then when you start talking about redrawing borders and you start telling somebody you're going to make them a vassal state, that's what we're saying to Canada. Governor Trudeau, we're going to make you our territory. Like, you should be able to...
By the way, what happened there?
They should just be attacking us. I think they should.
So because they were so crazy to Canada, they did something like it was supposed to be like 99% something liberal or Republican.
Oh, their parties switched dramatically. Trump has destroyed conservative parties all over the world. I think it happened in Australia as well, as long as some conservative parties across Europe, and the Canadian conservative party has just been obliterated. Yeah.
So basically, because Trump did this, the liberals like destroyed the conservatives in Canada.
Yes.
Okay, now
they're beating them like very solidly, but before the conservatives were destroying the liberals, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah, gotcha.
But I mean, the elections haven't happened yet, so it could just be all the polls are wrong again.
Elon attempts to prove he's not a real gamer. This is
that he is a real gamer. I'll be jealous of his massive curved monitor. And
no,
his massive
it's just like the way
prowess.
he's like this. It's like, who the plays video games like that? Watch this shit. Look at his head.
That's the ketamine, dog. Also, how close is this motherfucker sitting to his monitor? What the fuck?
He's got the fucking Corsair gaming headset with a microphone away from his mouth.
You're like a fucking multi-$100 million shareholder of Tesla watching the stock price dip another, 10 percentage points, and then this motherfucker is posting this shit on fucking Twitter and like, hey, bro, go run your company. What the?
Yeah, it's that plus, like,
imagine this guy's like, yeah, so we canceled Ebola aid, and sometimes we make some mistakes, but we're doing our best. Meanwhile, me pretending that I'm actually good at Diablo.
I can't understand Elon Musk fans.
It's the same as like the red pill fans, where like a guy would walk in and he would try to like have like a $40,000 Rolex and he'd brag about his wealth constantly. And it's like, to anybody that's like wealthy or has achieved anything in their life, this reeks of a lack of
money.
And a lack of security. Like, you seem insanely insecure, right? And like this, like, are there actually Elon Musk fans who are like, wow, bro's good at gaming? Or are they like internally cringing, or do they just try to like ignore it?
But there's so many things. It's like, you can't like, there's compilations of him saying like self-driving is like next year
or anything
for 10 years.
Listen to him do when he was trying to buy the Wisconsin Supreme Court judge seat. It's one of the most cringy or embarrassing things. I listened to Jeff Bezos talk to Lex Friedman, and in like 60 seconds, I was like, oh, this guy, he seems like he knows his shit for business or whatever.
No, Jeff Bezos. That's like a smart motherfucker.
Listening to Elon answer questions from the audience, they'll be like some guy was like, how do you think we keep AI from not being like not killing us all or something, right? Which is like anybody it's like an AI alignment question. Anybody that's thought about AI is true. And Musk is like, well, you see, we have different AIs doing different tasks or whatever. Like, every answer that he gives is the most basic bitch. Like, you get high with friends and you opine on some random bullshit. Like, he's just so shallow and deeply uninteresting or unthought-provoking in every single answer that he gives all the fucking time. Like, he's never said anything where I'm like, oh, Elon, that's okay.
Even way back in the day, I forget where the this video was. I think
Pornhub.
I was watching something on Trump, and he must have been like in his 30s, and he was arguing something in like housing court or something like that. And I was like, he actually knew the law. And
Yeah,
he was and it was like, holy shit! Like, Trump was smart at one point.
Something.
He was like out there like arguing like, no, like this law, it only went into effect this year, and based on that, in the subsection, it was like crazy. But Elon is just, he seems like genuinely stupid. And there's people out there like you mentioned Bezos, like that's a smart motherfucker. Mark Cuban, smart motherfucker. Um,
And they sound like it. Like when you ask them questions,
yes.
like, hey, how do you do this thing? They'll be like, oh, well, there's like 4 processes that you have to keep in mind that, when you scale to this level. When you ask Elon, how do you make the rocket go faster? It's like, well, what I do is I tell the engineers that it's 100% size and you need to bring it down to 85%. And then we try to launch a lot of Starlink. And you can see that it sometimes doesn't work, but then it does.
Yeah. I think when you just have that much money, you can just literally surround yourself with yes men and be like, I want to do this. And it's like, okay, it's going to cost you $1 billion. It's like, yeah, no problem. Let's do it. I want to put brain implants. It's like, sure, you can recruit enough people to do that. He's just, I don't know. I'm not inspired by him in any way whatsoever. There's nothing like Tesla was not his company. Like created
He bought
by other,
almost everything. I think he even bought SpaceX, but like after other, he wasn't part of PayPal for any part of its like explosion into like consumer use, like trade. Like this was when it was like part of another. Yeah, he has this like for some reason he has this reputation as like a business builder as well. Also, he's not the wealthiest man in the world. I don't even know if he'd be top 10 or whatever because I don't know now for Starlink. Even for Starlink, I think that there's very little of his wealth that's like actually accessible to him. And I don't mean
100%.
that, this, but just for the audience, I don't mean that in the like, oh, it's all in stocks and not liquid cash. I mean that as in like, it's in meme stocks. Like if Bezos were to cash out of Amazon, the stock price would take a hit, but he could cash out a ton of money.
Unbelievable
If
amount.
Musk,
Because no one
Musk even said he was selling his Tesla stocks, that's like 80% of the value of that company gone instantly.
But yeah, like if he sold a piece, like I unironically, like Bezos could be like, guys, I'm building a fucking underground world and I need $45 billion. So I'm selling $45 billion to Amazon. Everyone would be like, I don't give a I literally buy everything on Amazon. That company is going nowhere. It's godlike, right? But like for Elon, there is no company there. It's like a failing, like Tesla, like it's going to shit. Like, I don't know who is going to be buying Teslas.
Tesla is the game stock of car companies.
It literally is. Next quarter, I think their deliveries were 320 for this. Hold on.
Just wait until next quarter when the Roadster 2 comes out, Dan. You're not going to be ready for it.
You know how I know that they're not doing well with any audience is that even the Cybertruck, you don't see that many. You see more Lamborghinis than you see Cybertrucks.
I see a lot of Cybertrucks around here, and I hate them. They're disgusting.
I see more Lambos and Ferraris than I do Cybertrucks.
I'm going to be honest. Every time I see a supercar, I just assume it's a Corvette. So
okay. Maybe you're not looking hard enough.
Maybe not.
Okay, so they did 336.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate how goddamn ugly ass that Cybertruck looks and that they actually did do that? That's a real vehicle?
I don't understand why they were able to do the Cybertruck, which is retarded, and not do the Roadster, which would have been actually sick and people would have bought that.
They're probably trying to do too many things with the Roadster, right?
Well, I mean, Musk promised the fucking moon with it. He was like, it was going to have 500 miles of range. And
but with a Cybertruck, there's no expectation, right? It was the first one.
That Roadster would have been sick. That would have been, I think it was like a 1.8 0 to 60. At that point,
so would self-driving or full self-drive, and so
yeah, but I think it's possible because now they have that car would have been the limits of how fast you can go without having a big fan underneath your car trying to suck it down to the pavement. That's as fast as you can go, basically. I think you approach the limits of the tires. If you want to go faster, 0 to 60 or quarter mile, it's all about what tire do you have and how much downforce can you do.
It depends. If it's a 4-door car, I think was the Roadster going to be a 4-door or is it a 2-door?
That was a 2-door.
Oh, because I know for some of the 4-doors, because it's a larger car, what you can do is sit your mom in the back middle seat.
Yeah, gotcha.
And then she kind of keeps it stuck down. And
I already knew this was coming.
Back to the road.
You're so stupid.
Whoa there, partner.
Hold on, pump the brakes.
Did we think about your mom?
Why would Keemstar tweet this? Elon is beating the fake gamer allegations. This is just
troll.
I don't even know.
God, he's so good. Listen to his mouth. Listen how good he is. Look at him.
Do you think it's actually him playing?
Who knows? I haven't played D4. This is Diablo 4, right? I don't even know what this is. This could be Path of Exile. I wouldn't know. Path of Exile 2 I haven't played. But I see him trying to kill the same 2 creatures for an hour, so I don't know. Maybe he sucks.
I think that there was professionals. They did this thing where Elon Musk's original build was so bad. There was a playthrough where pros were try to do the Elon build and they were failing. They couldn't do it.
Kind of, yeah. The problem wasn't even that it was bad. It was that, fuck, have you played any game like this? Like a looter shooter type game or anything at all?
A looter shooter?
Or
like Rust?
like what you have.
Rust, you loot and shoot.
Oh God.
What?
Sorry.
I don't know what the fuck a looter shooter is.
I know that hurt a little bit when you said that. I'm sorry. It's okay.
What the fuck is a looter shooter?
It's okay. My bad. Okay. Like Borderlands or Destiny, or like when you shoot and kill shit and you get like different colored drops and whatever, right?
No.
In some games, okay, I don't know if you've ever played like an MMO or anything like this before, but like in some games, for instance, there might be a piece of equipment that's like the best in slot because it has certain attributes or like a special thing.
Sure.
And for these types of piece of equipment, it might not matter, or sometimes it doesn't matter like what the item level is. It's just the fact that it has a given attribute or that it's like a special piece of equipment.
Yeah.
When he was going through his gear, talking about why his Path of Exile 2 build was so good, or why it wasn't good, the way that he talked about all of his gear was he was literally just saying like, oh, this item sucks because it's level 42. This item's really good. It's level like 87. This item sucks. And like sometimes he was saying items suck. That would be like a best in slot with crazy stats on it. But he was just obviously fucking retarded. He didn't play the account. It was somebody else who was leveling for him, and he didn't know what items were good or bad. And listening to him talk through his build, there's a Quinn69 was watching a video of him talking through it, and it was just hilarious. He's fucking retarded. You can probably Google like Quinn69 Elon build.
Why does he like? Why not just take the L and move on? Why is he like doing this shit?
Because you know what? These people are not like Russia. They're like North Korea. Like,
oh, they're okay.
When you go to Russia and they do propaganda, I think they just try to make the whole world seem kind of goofy. So fuck it, I'll trust my goofy shit over their goofy shit. When you go to North Korea,
they actually are bought in.
Yeah, Kim can like, well, I don't know if they're bought in, but the propaganda at least is that like he can wrestle bears, he golfs perfect like hole-in-ones every single time.
No, like I think they like the people of North Korea, because they're so restricted, like they genuinely believe he doesn't shit.
And that's when they talk about like Trump and Elon, it's the same thing. They like Elon has to be a god at everything. He's like, was there another person I applied this to? Oh, Pirate Software. Elon Musk is actually a dumber version of Pirate Software. Elon Musk is a guy who has 150 IQ.
Hold on there, partner.
And he wants to pretend he has like 160 IQ.
Pirate Software is quite the low bar.
Pirate Software is, I think, a smarter individual than Elon Musk. And that's
yeah, but
more
that's like such a low bar to set. I would probably agree. I mean, personally, yeah, I would say that I am smarter than Elon Musk. I didn't start a PayPal at the right time. So, unfortunately, no big bucks, can't make the big companies. But my ferret rescue, once that goes ahead, will be all good. Gucci. All right. Elon attempts to prove he's a real gamer, and nobody believes it. Jailbreak ChatGPT game.
Wait, was there anything else on that?
Probably. You want more of this? I mean, it's just all sad, cringe, pathetic shit.
Was there anything else? Oh, his baby mama. What, the new one? She sold the car that he got him. She's milking it.
I need to make up for the 60% cut that Elon made to our son's child support.
Why do you think that he did that?
That's a great question for him.
I mean, it is an interesting part. He's like so rich. He probably is like getting with like ultra hot women. He's like, listen, I'm going to impregnate you. Yeah, you can have my kid. That's fine. I'm not going to be part of their life. Sure, I'll give you $1 million. Raise the kid for me. He's just creating like like 1,000 Elon Musk children out there, like with 1,000 different women. He's trying to be like Genghis Khan, and he's like, I don't give a fuck. $1 million a piece.
Yeah, it's fucking cringe as fuck. But this woman is especially frustrating because she was like a conservative reply girl too on Twitter. So the fact that she was one of the people to go get knocked up and now she's just trying to cash out. I mean, go for you, or I mean, go girl or whatever. But for her to act like indignant online and shit over it, it's like, bro, you're literally
a whore.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Also like, I think it's like ultra. I think if you want to do the shit like this and like charge a guy for an abortion and like fucking fuck his life up that way, then go for it. But like when you actually are having a kid, I feel like that's actually evil shit.
Yeah, this is like gross. A really bad person.
Like, there's nothing wrong if you want to whore yourself out or whatever. I think that's based and fine and whatever. And even if you do it maliciously, fine. I mean, obviously it's bad to do it maliciously, but to actually have the kid that you're subjecting to like such an unbelievably weird life because you're trying to milk somebody, I just feel like it's super evil. But
yep, I concur. Deportation news. Here we go.
But that we'll revoke the visas of whoever it is that fits within the category of what it is we're deciding is going to get your visa revoked, which is...
This would also be fine. Fine, whatever. I mean, it's not fine. But like, you want to revoke visas, fucking whatever. I mean, you give them out, I guess you can take them away. But why the fuck are you sending them to El Salvador?
Because they made a deal with the president of El Salvador to put all these people in a prison for like super hardcore people to enslave them to pay for some program in El Salvador. Like the president of El Salvador tweeted out the thanks for this. They have to make up like $200 million in labor, and they're doing it through enslavement because Trump likes that president, I think. Because El Salvador, I think, is the president who was like...
that's the Bitcoin president.
No, that's Argentina, I think.
No, that's
Malay?
But El Salvador.
Oh, maybe. Oh, no, you're right. I think he wanted to be a Bitcoin guy too. Yeah. But I think more famously, wasn't that the country that did the thing where they were like, we did this crazy hardcore crackdown on crime?
They like every drug dealer was like killed or put in jail.
So I think so he likes him because he's a strong dude. So now we're paying them to take our Venezuelans, by the way.
Yeah, I don't, to me, this is like, I don't know how this is.
Wait, is this a meme? No, this is real. This is exactly what they're doing. You can find the tweet. Just actually, somebody find it in chat and link it because I'm not joking. Yeah, it's fucking
illegal activity, essentially.
Somebody in chat, the president tweeted, this is exactly what they're doing. They're
they're sending him to an El Salvador to CECOT, CECOT.
Yeah, but it's explicitly like a to like do slave labor. Today, the first 238 members of the Venezuelan criminal organization Tren de Aragua arrived in our country. They were immediately transferred to CECOT, the Terrorism Confinement Center, for a period of 1 year. Renewable. The United States will pay a very low fee for them, but a high one for us. So we're paying them to take these people, okay? Over time, these actions, combined with the production already being generated by more than 40,000 inmates engaged in various workshops and labor under the Zero Idleness program, will help make our prison system self-sustainable. As of today, it costs $200 million per year. On this occasion, the U.S. has also sent us 23 MS-13 members wanted by Salvadoran justice, including 2 ringleaders. One of them is a member of the criminal organization's highest structure. This will help us finalize intelligence gathering and go after so we're literally just selling people, or well, we're buying them into slave labor because we're paying them to take them. It's just unhinged.
And the crazy part is some of these people have never been to El Salvador before, ever.
Well, I don't know if any of these people have been to El Salvador because
that's worse.
Yeah, because this is about the war that we're in right now with Venezuela. So the people being deported, I think, are only Venezuelan. Well, ICE says they're Venezuelan. We don't actually know because some of them don't have due process.
Yeah.
Or
I guess I would say, how do you deal if someone is here illegally? I guess you find out where they have citizenship and you send them there.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole arbitration. There's a court process for this. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you do. You're like, hey, where are you a citizen?
Yeah. Or you just put them on a plane and you fly them somewhere.
Yeah. Or you just put them in a boat, push it off to sea.
Yeah.
Like in a little tugboat. Okay.
Pretty insane.
Pretty wild. Pretty crazy.
I'm just saying at this point, I don't think anybody would even care.
No.
I think people would celebrate maybe. In the streets. I would. TikToker.
I hate those guys.
Is going viral by telling illegal immigrants how to invade homes in America thanks to progressive squatting laws. Remarkable. We can invade a house in the USA. What do you think about this new law? A video from one TikTok user read. The man said he has African friends who have successfully taken over 7 homes thanks to squatting laws.
He pensado invadir una casa en United
So if you maximize it, the whole thing will be in the...
Ya que me enteré
There you
que
go.
existe una ley que dice que si una casa no está habitada, podemos...
This guy speaks Spanish like how I would speak Spanish if I didn't speak Spanish.
That's because he speaks Portuguese. I'm just making it up.
No, but like this is how, if like you don't speak Spanish and you're reading Spanish, this is how you sound.
expropiarla. Capichi, muchachos.
Like me when I'm reading out my Spanish homework in front of the class.
True and base.
Aquí en United States también se aplica la de invasión de terreno. Y creo que ese será mi próximo negocio. Invadir casas abandonadas. Ya que me he buscado unos códigos con mis amigos africanos. Y me dijeron que ya llevan como 7 casas.
Well, this seems like a reliable source of news.
Well, I mean, it has to do with like squatting stuff, basically, right?
Yeah.
The president made it incredibly clear to the American public that there would be a mass deportation campaign of not just foreign terrorists, but also illegal criminal aliens who have been wreaking havoc on American communities. And shame on you and shame on the mainstream media for trying to cover for these individuals who have. This is a vicious gang, Andrew. This is a vicious gang that has taken the life.
You know why this is bad for the audience? Okay, Steve knows why it's bad, and I know why it's bad. It's because doing this shit, and you're like, yeah, of course it's bad. I don't want fucking terrorists here either. Do you want terrorists here, Steve?
Yeah.
You're supposed to say, no, I don't want terrorists here. FDA top vaccine official fired.
Based.
I mean, these people that are dying from the measles, God, this guy is so fucking annoying to listen to.
RFK.
I gotta say, I love Ethan Klein, but I gotta, him and RFK are the two.
Jesus.
I need my NVIDIA AI filter for listening for to both of them.
This profile is for these products.
Do you think the COVID vaccine was...
Imagine if RFK had Tourette's. That would be probably the most unbearable thing to listen to ever.
That'd be a lot.
safe and the boosters were safe? I mean, a lot of people talk about adverse effects.
We don't have good data on it, and that is a crime. The fact that we don't have a surveillance system that actually works. In 2010, CDC has a surveillance system called the Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System.
Nobody cares. It is so stupid that we're doing this. Oh, death penalty for it's a me, a Luigi.
That's what Mario sounds like.
What does Luigi sound like?
That's his Irish brother.
Luigi is not Irish. He's also Italian.
Okay.
Do you say Mario or Mario?
Mario, obviously.
Mario? Okay. How do you feel that he's getting the death penalty?
Well, the feds say they're going to pursue the death penalty. I mean, I think you should get the maximum, whatever. It was clearly...
it was terrorism, right?
Yeah, it was a crazy, broad, not daylight, I guess it was at night, but it was like an execution style murder of like a totally random guy. What the fuck?
For political reasons.
Sure, regardless, but even if it wasn't for political reasons, it was just like a blatant walk up, stone cold sociopathic assassination of a dude in the United States. It's crazy.
Yeah, we killed those guys.
Yeah, or lock them up forever. Yeah. That's going to be a crazy fucking. People are going to go wild over that verdict. Oh boy.
That might be our new OJ. Where were you when the OJ verdict was announced?
Wasn't that in like 92 or something? I don't know when the fuck that was. Oh no, I'm thinking of fucking Rodney King riots or whatever. I don't know. When was OJ? OJ Simpson verdict. Oh, it was 95. Where were you?
I was at school.
I probably was at school.
I was outside.
So you weren't at school?
We were doing recess.
Okay.
And the teacher says, they just let him off. I said, what? They said they let him get away with it. He killed that nice woman. And she was very upset. And
your whole class was like, this is insane. And you were like, you must have had a good lawyer.
No. I couldn't say that. There was a kid there that was clapping. I was very excited.
Wow. Wait, have you ever heard of an all boys or all girls grade schools?
Yeah.
Really?
Sure.
That's crazy. Okay.
What?
I've never heard of that before in my life.
It might be it's like a prep school type thing.
I went to a prep school. For high school, I've seen those like all boys and all girls. I've never heard, but I even went to a private Catholic grade school, but I've never heard of an all boys or all girls grade school.
But when I say it's a prep school, I mean it's like an Ivy League, not Nebraska type of thing. That's like a Connecticut, Massachusetts, New York type thing, I think. Northeast, that area, but not Maine or New Hampshire or Vermont.
So not
all of the Northeast. Those states don't really count.
Okay.
Okay. Cory Booker breaks a record. Wow. He talks shit for 24 hours. I feel like I could do that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Easy.
What the fuck is this? Oh my God. I thought this was the guy from Hannibal Lecter. That was like the guy who got his face eaten off.
Jesus.
You know who I'm talking about, right? The guy who got his face eaten off by the pigs?
No, for Silence of the Lambs?
Yeah.
No, I don't remember.
He was in the wheelchair, right? And they pushed him in?
Okay.
Elon, Wisconsin judge loses. I saw this. How impactful is the fact that these districts... So there was like 3 elections, I think. Like some of them were
special elections in Florida for 2 House districts, Florida 1 and Florida 6, and then there was the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
And I heard like all of them were like nowhere near what Trump's turnout was.
It was bad. So in Wisconsin, we won the Supreme Court election by, I want to say 10 points, even though that state was lost by like 1.5 points in the election, in the 2024 presidential election. And then for the 2 Florida races, the Democrats lost both of those, but the Republican candidate won by, it was like a 15 to 20 point difference.
Really?
Yeah. So
that indicates like a 10% swing.
It's not so much a swing, so much as I think the issue is that people that vote for Trump are cult members. So they vote
only
for
care about Trump.
Yeah. And then they'll vote maybe down the ticket. But if Trump's not there, they don't care about Republicans or the party or any bullshit like that.
So does that mean on midterms that...
It might be rough for them. I think it was last time, and special elections are pretty rough under Trump as well, because Trump doesn't give a fuck about the party. And so the people that vote don't care about the party.
What actually can happen to Trump if, let's say, the Democrats take House and Senate?
I don't know if that's the roadmap makes it possible for the Senate, but Trump will just do what he does now. It's not like he can do anything different.
Is it not possible that they could take the Senate?
I would have to go and look. It's like, it might be theoretically possible, but the races are like so fucked for Democrats that I don't know the ones up for Senate.
Oh, it's like you're trying to take in Louisiana or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. I'd have to go check. I don't know them all. I'll probably do that this election cycle.
There's not enough toss-up seats.
We need to go. We'll canvass in one of the unwinnable seats and we'll win it.
I'm never canvassing for anyone except for myself. I could win.
Yeah, but then go run in one of these places, go move and...
But do we have a... who's the House member for Miami? Who's our elected?
It's not Frost, is it?
Robert Frost? Love his poems. The best.
Miami House Representative Antonio Gimenez proudly represents the people of Florida's 28th congressional district, encompassing all of Monroe County and the southwest portion of Miami-Dade County.
Oh. Wait, southwest of Miami-Dade? Wouldn't we be the south...
East or something?
Or east?
No clue. Don't know. Don't care.
Okay. More Amouranth footage. By the way...
It's still fake.
When do I get paid?
I'm never believing it. This has me more convinced it's fake. Look at this guy in the back trying to keep up with the plan. Oh, they cut. Look, they have to read the script before they go to the next scene.
They're just retarded. Amouranth should have asked me for advice about camera because she's using fucking whack-ass fucking Nest Wi-Fi cameras. I got hardwired in 4K, 60, HDR. I got my own DVR and that shit's backed up off-site.
I got you have all HDR security cameras?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love HDR.
Okay.
4K too. And 60. Every angle. You've seen in my house. The shit's on lock.
Why do you need 60? I can understand 4K maybe.
Look at this. Look at this. This is nice. This is probably an upgraded Nest Cam because this is like Starlight. I don't even know if there's lights on in here. Look at this retard. What's he doing? What the fuck is that? Oh, it's like a little mini Lamborghini and a little
mini Cybertruck.
Little mini Cybertruck. I didn't turn off the audio. There just isn't any.
How big does your storage have to be for those cameras? What are you holding, like 3 days of footage? See, the dogs are chill because they recognize these guys.
They're not. They're just fucking retard dogs.
No, they're chill. They're like, oh, it's Frankie.
When are you going to just pay me? This is so obviously 3 fucking retards. I say retards. Yeah, retards.
Uh-huh.
They don't even
look at how they go
party.
immediately to her bedroom because they're familiar with the layout of the house.
They're literally not.
They are. There they go.
Damn, Amouranth's place is kind of fucking messy.
We call that hoarding.
I'm gonna be honest. This does not look like a rich person's house right now. This looks like a fucking
streamer house.
This looks like a fucking poor person in a big person's house. Damn, you see that? Look at the gun he's got, bro. He's got the extended mag. You see this? Look at this gun. Boom.
Airsoft. It's an airsoft gun.
That's 32 rounds?
No. For airsoft, they can hold way more than that.
Why you got a trash can there? That's trashy. Literally. Okay?
It's a hamper.
That's not a hamper. That's a fucking trash can. That's a trash can. And just having it out in the open? Come on, Amouranth. Oh, smoke detector.
No,
Low on
that was
battery.
the shoe on the wood.
No, that was a smoke detector.
Really?
Ready? Let's listen. Go back.
You're schizo, bro. Yeah, shoe for sure.
That was not a shoe. That's a smoke detector. See the problem with this camera right here? It's
No
not,
HDR, not 4K.
Well, it's not set for the right thing. So you're getting these ghosting trails when they walk, right? You have to adjust for either for shutter speed or for exposure. And
Oh, yeah?
they're setting it on auto and letting it go.
Wow. To be clear, this is 100% compression issues.
Yeah, with the camera.
Yeah, doesn't have to do with shutter.
Smoke detector told you. You know why?
Because they shot inside, yeah. And the gun was smoking. He put so much oil on the thing beforehand.
They're freaking out now. Smoke detector going. Where's the cold wallet?
Dan still thinks this is real, listening to this dialogue.
I know it's real. I knew it was. I was a believer day one. Listen, say what you want about Amouranth and all the crazy shit she says. No one that is worth, it's got to be at least $10 million. If not, she's got to be worth a lot of money. Listen, anyone worth this amount of money is not going to risk going to jail, like filing insane false police reports and staging. Like no one's going to become Jussie Smollett unless.
How much was Jussie Smollett worth? Probably more than that.
No.
And Jussie Smollett exists.
Amouranth was worth more than Jussie. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I bet Jussie wasn't even worth $2 million.
What?
Yeah. Okay. Okay, don't care. What time is it? Oh, it's almost, this shit is fucking done. Let me read out.
Hold on, is there one more story?
One more story. What do you want to read?
I don't know. What are the OTK jokes?
Hasan attacked by his community for interviewing Bernie and AOC.
Uh-oh.
Wait, hold on.
Bernie literally just voted on genocide for Palestinians. Damn.
I swear to God, these people, these leftists, like Trump could literally be out there turning it into Maza, okay? Make, I don't know, America Zionist again. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, they would be like, where's AOC? This is her. Like, these people attack Democrats over, like, no. Where is the guy that says Gaza is speaking now? I want to go.
You should check through your Twitter. Haven't you retweeted him like 20 times?
I'm going to retweet him 20 more times. Okay. Is there something else you wanted to say though besides?
Nope. Scroll
Okay.
down. Just scroll down to see if there's an interesting title. No, not here on the
on this
list.
thing. Hey, speaking of which, did you know that there's like almost another hour of this podcast that you're not going to see on this YouTube video? If you want to get the full thing, you have to be a Patreon subscriber, which you can do at patreon.com/anything else. You also have very cool things that you get in there, like being able to be on the live show viewer call-ins, suggesting the topics, and like behind the scenes footage. There's some really good stuff there. So yeah, check it out. Some more Patreon exclusive footage. And here is my neighbor's cat, ready to get into a fight to the death.
Oh no.
With Lycan's dog. He's a big pussy though. He's just smelling.
You chill.